200 years ago, every school map showed a nation called Grand Tartaria. Today, historians insist it never existed, so how do you erase an entire empire? And why? Library of Congress, British Museum, even Napoleon's own atlas, page after page labels a territory larger than Russia, Tartaria. Some editions call it Great Tartary. Others divide it into Independent Tartary, Chinese Tartary, and Little Tartary. Different cartographers, same name, same borders. But open a modern textbook? Nothing. How does a landmass that huge simply vanish from the record? And here's the first glitch. Later reprints of the same maps quietly drop the word Tartaria, as if it was never there. Travel journals from the 1700s describe the Tartarians as horse lords, sky watchers, architect priests. They were said to ride across 2,000 miles of steppe without stepping inside a single building. Yet other accounts call them master stonemasons, builders of cathedrals with zero written blueprints. Russian tax records list Tartar kings, collecting grain from 40 provinces. Chinese envoys wrote that Tartarian scholars measured the heavens with crystal spheres. You can visit Paris today and read a 1790 encyclopedia that calls Tartaria the largest empire on Earth. But dig deeper. There are no royal seals in museums, no official coins, no Tartarian alphabet stored in any national archive. So who were they? A nomad confederation no one bothered to record? A forgotten superstate wiped off library shelves? Or a label Europeans slapped onto every tribe they didn't care to understand until someone came along and deleted the label and the people with it? That's the second glitch. An empire both everywhere and nowhere at all. Walk through Moscow, St. Petersburg, even Chicago. You'll see buildings that look impossible. Domes wider than their foundations. Stone arches cut so perfectly a sheet of paper can't slip between the blocks. Official guides say they were finished in the 1880s, designed by local craftsmen. But the blueprints are missing. No quarry records. No receipts for thousands of tons of marble. Then there are the star forts, geometric citadels with 8-point symmetry found on 5 continents. Historians call them Renaissance military design, yet no two textbooks agree on who invented the pattern or why it spreads across oceans before steamships were common. If Tartaria never existed, why does its architectural signature stretch from Amsterdam to Osaka? And why does nobody teach who built the maps we still can't replicate today? 19th century photographs show something odd. City streets being dug out, layer after layer of packed brown silt, revealing windows and entire doorways, 1, 2, sometimes 3 stories below today's sidewalk. Official records blame local flooding. Fine, except these cities aren't on floodplains. And the excavated buildings already had finished rooms, wallpaper, staircases, waiting under the mud like time capsules. In St. Petersburg, core samples reveal a sudden meter-thick band of river silt, with no matching river nearby. In Boston, workers in 1868 reported digging through soft gray clay to reach the true street level. The newspapers called it an inconvenience. No one asked where the clay came from. Mudflood researchers say this was a global event, a cataclysm that buried Tartaria and let new empires build fresh histories on top. Too wild? Maybe. But if the ground you walk on isn't the original ground, what else is hiding just beneath your feet? So, if Tartaria vanished, how did it happen? Historians debate 3 possibilities. First, imperial censorship. Tsarist Russia and the British Empire redrew borders, then scrubbed rival claims from maps and encyclopedias. Erase the name, seize the land. Simple, if you control the printing presses. Second, a natural catastrophe. A comet, a solar flare, something that triggered floods, fires, and a global rebuilding. Survivors renamed provinces, forgot the empire beneath the mud. Architecture became a puzzle with half the pieces missing. Third, and most disturbing, a timeline glitch. We slid sideways into a reality where Tartaria never formed. The maps you've seen are memory echoes, artifacts that slipped through the crack. Censorship, catastrophe, or cosmic glitch. Choose your poison. Each one rewrites history. Each one leaves questions no textbook can answer. Here's the strangest clue of all. The sources are vanishing, almost in real time. A 1920 encyclopedia still lists Tartary as a vast northern province. Open the 1950 edition, just one line. Obsolete geographical term. By 1980, the entry is gone completely. A librarian in Warsaw claims map drawers were recatalogued overnight by order of preservation. When researchers asked to see the originals, staff said the maps were out for conservation and never brought them back. High-resolution scans on university servers show a sudden 404. Backup tapes? Misplaced. Digital archivists call it link rot. Pages decay when no one's watching. But this feels curated. It's hard to debate an empire when the evidence keeps slipping away one catalog card at a time. And every missing map is another hole in history for Tartaria to fall through. There's one star fort you can still visit today, in the Netherlands, near the German border. It's called Bourtange. From the sky, it looks like a perfect snowflake. 5 sharp points, 5 identical bastions, a moat shaped like a geometric flower. Officially, it was built in 1593 to guard a single Spanish road. But here's the glitch. No surviving blueprints, no records of how thousands of tons of earth were shaped into razor-straight lines with 16th century tools. Modern civil engineers tried to model it. The math checks out only if the builders knew advanced trigonometry, decades before those formulas were published in Europe. Inside the fort? Bricks stamped with a symbol historians can't trace to any Dutch guild. Ask locals who designed it, and you'll get the same shrug. It was always here. If one star fort hides that many questions, how many more answers are buried under rivers, jungles, or modern suburbs? So, what if Tartaria was real? It would mean textbooks are placeholders, not history. Maps can be edited, architects forgotten, entire cities buried below the sidewalks we walk every day. And if Tartaria was never real, then thousands of cartographers shared the same mistake for 3 centuries, a glitch that somehow printed itself on atlas after atlas all across the world. Either way, our timeline has a tear in it. So look closer the next time you see an 8-point star fort from a plane window or a cathedral no engineer can explain. Because there might be more empires hidden under the dust, waiting for someone, maybe you, to notice the blank space on the map. This is Brain Glitch. Tap the playlist for more realities that don't add up, and keep exploring the cracks.